So my fourth topic for this afternoon and our last topic for this virtual activity is social-emotional learning or SEL and positive classroom management for supportive learning environments. So with this session, this session is essential because where every student both can learn academically, they should actually also learn to be resilient emotionally. So meron kasi this notion nga mas mabuti na ano ka, brilliant ka lang. But actually in this modern era, dapat you're not just intellectually elevated, you're also emotionally resilient. So my objectives are, we delve into the foundational aspects of social emotional learning, exploring its 5 core competencies as defined by the Cassell framework. We will uncover how these competencies contribute significantly to holistic student development, extending beyond academic achievements to encompass crucial life skills. And then we will examine a range of proven classroom management strategies that are not only effective in maintaining order, but also pivotal in cultivating a classroom atmosphere that is emotionally safe and genuinely supportive. The emphasis is placed on techniques that foster mutual respect and trust. And then we learn practical cell integration techniques. We will acquire practical techniques for seamlessly weaving cell principles into everyday classroom routines and academic instruction. The goal is to enhance student engagement, improve behavior, and create a more harmonious learning experience for both educators and learners. So ngayon, why does cell matters? Why is social emotional learning important? So, in an increasingly complex world, cell has emerged as a critical component of a comprehensive education. It's not just about academic achievement. It's about equipping students with the essential life skills needed to navigate personal and social challenges effectively. So CEL helps students develop a profound awareness of their own emotions. Are they aware that they are actually becoming toxic? Oh, yun. Are you aware that you are toxic? Are your students aware? Are your school heads aware that they are actually becoming toxic? Are you teachers aware that you're actually igniting and showing negativity to your students every day because palagi kayong galit, palagi kayong nakasigaw, ganon? So, yun, it's actually emotional intelligence and emotional control paired with empathy and understanding on other people's feelings. And then, the impact of social emotional learning is not merely anecdotal. It is substantiated by robust research, actually. So a comprehensive meta-analysis conducted by Cassell, or Collaborative for Academic Social and Emotional Learning, unequivocally demonstrate that CEL programs lead to an average improvement in academic performance by 11 percentile points. This highlights CEL's direct correlation with cognitive development and learning readiness. So beyond academics, CEL significantly reduces disruptive behaviors in the classroom, creating a more conducive learning environment. It also plays a pivotal role in alleviating emotional distress among students, promoting their overall mental health, and supporting long-term well-being into adulthood. Ngayon, what are the 5 core CEL competencies according to the Cassell framework? So we have self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. So let's go to self-awareness from the word itself. Self-awareness. So you recognize your own emotions, your own thoughts, and even your own values, and how it influences your behavior. So, are you aware na toxic na ba kayo? That's actually self-awareness. Are you aware that you're actually very kind to others, that that how you treat others is always with respect and understanding? So that's self-awareness. You know yourself. So yun, it includes assessing one's strength and limitations with a well-grounded sense of confidence and optimism. Then we have self-management. Your ability to control and regulate your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors effectively in different situations. This is actually very important. Yung parang nafe-feel mo na nag-hyperventilate ka na, nafe-feel mo na mag-anxiety ka na nade-depress ka na. So it's self-management is actually important because you learn to control yourself. You learn to control your thoughts. So this includes managing your stress. Oh Lord, nasa stress na kayo sa school. How do you manage your stress? The control of your impulses. How you motivate yourself. And how you work towards your personal and academic goals. So that's self-management. And then we have social awareness. Your ability to empathize with others from diverse backgrounds and cultures, to understand social and ethical norms for behaviors, and to recognize family, school, and community resources and support. Then we have relationship skills. This is actually very important. How you establish, how you maintain healthy and rewarding relationships with diverse individuals. Okay ba kayo with your relationships with your colleagues? Okay ba kayo with your relationships with your school heads? Okay ba kayo with your relationships with your teachers? I mean, your parents. Okay ba yung relationships mo with your learners as an educator? So yon. This also includes communicating clearly, listening actively, your ability to listen, your ability to cooperate, your resistance to inappropriate social pressure, your negotiation and conflict resolutions, and how you seek help when needed. So that's relationship skills. And then, of course, we have responsible decision making, the ability to make constructive choices about personal behavior and social interactions across a variety of situations. This involves considering ethical standards, safety concerns, social norms, and the realistic evaluation of consequences and the well-being of self and others. Okay, maglo-loan ako. Ano mang gagawin ko sa loan ko? Okay, so travel ko to ng Boracay or i-enroll ko to in further studies. So it's a choice. Ito, ano ako, pupunta ako for hiking, though you're not good with hiking. Or, magbe-vacation na lang ako with my family. So, ganon. This is actually responsible decision making. And then, how do we do this to create a supportive classroom environment in relation to CEL? So we do community building activities. We regularly integrate activities that encourage students to learn about and connect with one another. So this include morning greetings, sharing circles and collaborative projects, or even simple tooth truths and ally games. So these activities help students see each other as individuals, fostering empathy and strengthening peer relationships. So yung mga group activities na ginagawa nyo sa classroom, those actually promote social emotional learning. And then, a truly effective learning environment is built upon a foundation of psychological safety, where yun nga, students feel secure enough to take risks, make mistakes, and express themselves without fear of judgment. Oh, yun pa rin. So that's how you unlock motivation among your learners. Next, student-centered discipline. So we shift, yun, noon, di ba, meron, noon parang uso yung flying erasers noon, or face the wall, or ano, squat with books. Pero hindi na yun pwede ngayon because we now have CPP and VAUSI. Naku Lord, maano kayo, makakasuhan kayo ng disoras kung gagawin yon ngayon, yung panahon ngayon. So, there's a shift from punitive approaches to restorative practices that focus on understanding the why behind behavior and teaching students how to make amends and learn from their mistakes. So this involves students in problem solving and conflict resolution, giving them agency and fostering a sense of responsibility for their actions in the classroom community. And then, of course, we establish clear routines and predictable transitions. So establish and consistently reinforce clear routines for daily activities from entering the classroom to submitting assignments. Di ba may routine kayo sa school? I'm sure you educators have routines. Then, predictable transitions between activities, subjects, or locations can significantly reduce student anxiety, especially for those who thrive on structure. For example, visual schedules, verbal cues. Meron yun. Kahit sa multi-grade classroom, meron kami noon yung kung mag-SDA ng mga bata, alam nila ang routine, alam nila kung anong gagawin. Meron kaming SDA chart. Kukuha ang bata na activity 1, mag-answer sila, then it will be facilitated by a student leader in that particular class. So, ganon. May mga routines ang mga bata so that they will know how to navigate and go about in their classroom activities. And then, how do we integrate CEL into academic instruction, into our curriculum as educators? How do we embed social emotional learning? So first, we embed CEL in our lessons. So we let our teachers, ako as school head, I will let my teachers design lesson plans that integrate social emotional learning. For example, a group work necessitates collaboration and conflict resolution. So ganon. And of course, huwag kalimutan, meron din yung pag-inject ng growth mindset. And then explicit CEL instruction. So while embedding is the key, dedicated moments for explicit CEL instruction can also be powerful. This might involve a brief lesson on identifying emotions before a creative writing task or discussing effective communication strategies before a debate. So by directly teaching and practicing these skills, educators reinforce their importance and help students connect them to academic success. Then we encourage student voice and ownership. We let our students have opportunities to make choices, to lead discussions, and to take responsibility for their learning. As what I've said earlier, we give opportunities for our learners to own their learning journeys. So when students feel their voice is valued, they have agency in their education, so they become more engaged, motivated, and independent in their learning. So how do you do about with positive classroom management strategies aligned with CEL? So first, we plan and prepare routines. I know you have this in your own classrooms. Then we have responsive and consistent approach. What are these? Instead of reacting impulsively to misbehavior, di ba? So it's actually normal for us human beings to react kasi minsan nakakagalit naman talaga kung may mga nagmi-misbehave. But instead of reacting impulsively, we adopt responsive, calm, and consistent approaches. This means understanding the underlying reasons for behavior, teaching alternative strategies, and consistently applying agreed upon consequences. Yun bang ang consequence for a certain misbehavior is agreed upon by the whole class and that not just from you, teacher. Yun. So, and then you build strong teacher-student relationships. So the cornerstone of positive classroom management is a strong and trusting relationship between the teacher and the students. When students feel seen, they feel heard, and they feel valued, they are more likely to respond positively to your guidance and engage in learning more. So I think as teachers, we invest time in getting to know each of our students as individuals. So now, what are the practical SEL techniques for teachers? First, we teach them emotional literacy. We help students expand their emotional vocabulary beyond basic happy, sad, and mad. We also introduce them frustration, curiosity, resilience, being calm, and discuss how to go about with this type of emotions. Sometimes you can also use emotion charts, check-in activities, or feeling thermometers. Yun, feeling thermometers. Like, what are you feeling today? For that certain child, merong ipipaste sa name niya, what are you feeling today? Kukuha lang siya ng certain emoticon, and then paste that, I am happy today, or I am sad today, ganun. To encourage the importance of this is it encourages students to identify and articulate their emotions. They recognize their own emotions. So this foundational skill is crucial for self-awareness and effective communication. Next, you model and practice emotional regulation. How do you do that? You explicitly teach and regularly practice strategies for managing strong emotions. Techniques like angry na sila, yung para bang galit talaga sila. So you teach them deep breathing exercises, muscle relaxation, how to be calm, kalma lang, baby kalma, or mindfulness moments can be integrated into transitions or as quick brain breaks. Even as educators, we feel tired sometimes. So how do you manage your stress? Yung parang sasabog na talaga kayo. How do you do that? You can go outside, count 1 to 10, deep breathing, kaysa naman kayo ng bata, kaysa naman makabato kayo kung anong makuha nyo sa tabi. So yun, as teachers, we also have to manage our own emotions. Mahirap talaga, pero yun, kailangan talaga nating regulate din ang ating emotions. You can do that by talking to your peers, to your colleagues, talking to your school head, kaysa naman ma-blurt out nyo in a negative way. And then, as an educator, you model these strategies, how you deal with yourself when you feel overwhelmed, you demonstrate vulnerability, and how you cope with your stress and anxiety. So you can also create a corner in your classroom called a calm down corner or designated quiet space where students can go and regulate their emotions. And then last is we facilitate relationship building exercises. So we incorporate activities that promote positive peer interactions and a sense of community, like the think, pair, share activities, which encourage active listening and respectful dialogue. Then regular classroom meetings provide a safe forum for learners to discuss concerns, celebrate success, and collectively problem solve. Group projects with clear roles and expectations foster collaboration. Now, the impact of SEL and positive management of students. Of course, kahit hindi ko na ito i-discuss, I know SEL has a positive impact on students. So students who develop strong self-competencies are better equipped to focus, manage emotions, manage impulses, and persevere through challenges. So this leads to enhanced academic performance, increased motivation to learn, and a more cooperative and respectful classroom environment. How can you do this? You embed that through stories, through storytelling. You know what? Learners still love storytelling. So you embed that in storytelling. You inspire your students by even sharing real life stories of how individuals cope with their stress, cope with their struggles, and eventually it will be internalized. They will be intrinsically motivated na, ganun pala. Yeah, dapat pala in setbacks, they should be positive always. Next, reduced anxiety, depression, and social withdrawal. So SEL pala reduces anxiety, depression, and withdrawal. So by learning to understand and manage our learners' emotions, these learners gain coping strategies for stress, anxiety, and sadness. So developing strong relationship skills helps them build supportive friendships, reducing feelings of isolation and social withdrawal. So these skills are vital for mental well-being and resilience. And then, long-lasting benefits observed up to 18 years post-intervention. So according to research, there is the positive effects of SEL interventions are long-lasting. So students have tracked students for nearly 2 decades post-intervention and found that those who participated in SEL programs continued to show better academic performance, higher rates of employment, and improved mental health. So yun. Also, they are less involved in risky behaviors regardless of their socio-economic background. So this underscores that SEL is a foundational investment in a child's future success and well-being. Now, as a conclusion, how do we build supportive learning environments with SEL? So first, let's provide them with the essential tools. So these integrated approaches are critical to developing students who can navigate academic challenges, build strong relationships, and contribute positively to their communities. Even letting students have leadership roles in your classroom is actually a start. Someone would be even election in involvement in student-led organizations is also a start for students to become more confident and more involved in school. And then we embedding SEL transforms classrooms, of course, by intentionally weaving social emotional learning principles to daily teaching and classroom routines. Educators create environment where every student feels seen, feels heard, and feels valued. So this sense of belonging and psychological safety empowers students to engage fully and take ownership of their learning. And of course, the last, commitment to fostering these skills. Let us collectively commit to prioritizing and consistently applying social emotional learning and positive management strategies. So this commitment will not only transform individual student lives, but also elevate the quality of education for all, preparing students for a future where adaptability and empathy are paramount.